Sakuiga Bones here, and I'm back with my Sith Inquisitor. I actually just recorded the intro and did some of the companion conversations. It took a while, but then I realized that there was something wrong with my mic after recording, so I'm probably just gonna splice together those companion conversations without my comments and stuff, because it didn't pick up anything. But I still do have Andronikos up there that to get. But anyways, we're gonna be going to Jamud Kaz to confront Darth Thantan. So we will uh, do that after Andronikos. And I also got a quest from Kemval to go to Hoth. So, oh, that's disappointing. Okay.
Hey, I gotta run.
Is the Republic onto you?
Don't got time for questions. Someone from my Republic days has popped up. Someone I thought was dead. If I don't jump on this tip now, he might disappear again. I'll fill you in later. Alright, I said I'd give you an explanation when I got back. Here it is. We were chasing down a free trader on a tip in neutral space when an Imperial fleet jumped on our position. Blasted us to pieces. Guy who gave us the tip, an SIS agent. That's spy to the Empire. Named Harmon Reich.
So you think Harmon Reich set you up?
Could have just been bad intel, except Reich disappeared the same day. One of my old underworld contacts traced one of his safe houses, but Reich slipped away before I could get to him. I can understand not wanting to fight somebody else's war. I skipped out myself, but Reich owes me an explanation.
I can see why you would feel betrayed.
Look, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Oh boy. Oh, that was all he had? Okay. So yeah, like I said, I'll probably just edit the other companion conversations in between after this.
I'm realizing there's a lot I don't understand about the Empire.
I don't expect a Jedi to understand. But the Empire is strength and freedom.
They certainly talk a lot about strength, but freedom? From what I've seen, that belongs to a select few. Slavery is everywhere. And even among the so-called free, only the Sith act with any sort of independence. How can you support an empire that actively enslaves and spits on your people?
I don't support them. I aim to kill every one of them.
I can understand why you're angry, and I agree that we can't abide evil, but we can't let our emotions get the better of us. You shouldn't have to compromise who you are. You don't have to stay, you know. You could go to the Republic.
Jedi have too many rules. The Sith may hate me, but at least I can do what I want.
Might be more freeing than you think. Sure, there are rules, but it beats looking over your shoulder every 5 seconds. What was your master like? You had a master, right?
I did, until I trapped her in the body of the Deshard.
Ah, so that's whose Ash is. The way she spoke of you, I suspected. She makes me uneasy. She speaks so kindly of you, but the look in her eye and that body... It's wrong.
Deception is Zash's stock and trade. Don't believe a word she says.
I won't ever get used to the fear and suspicion among Sith. You claim to follow your passions, but what about friendship? The Jedi seek spiritual peace, and they watch out for each other. Master Ryan and Osera were more like parents to me than my own parents.
Yet you disobeyed them to follow me.
Every Jedi must find her own path. Mine was with you. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to start an argument. I'm still trying to figure things out. My lord, I'm sorry I was so harsh about the Empire earlier. There's just a lot I'm still trying to process.
You'll get used to how things work here.
I'm not sure I want to get used to it. How would you feel if suddenly you had a Jedi Master and were serving the Republic?
Sick to my stomach.
Don't be flippant. I promise I won't let my misgivings interfere with our work. I changed my mind. I have nothing to say to you.
Oh, that's a relief. I'll just get back to work then.
No. You don't get off that easy. Just released on the HoloNet, Sith in the Corellian system killed a group of free traders for failing to give them free passage to the Outer Rim. They murdered them.
That's what Sith do.
You don't do that, so don't tell me that all Sith are murderous psychopaths and I just have to accept it. If there's going to be any kind of peace agreement, the Empire has to stop this.
It sounds like you want to make Jedi out of Sith.
Free will is the ultimate good, even if it results in the deaths of innocents? Well, what about their free will? Their desires? I guess they should have been Sith. Forget it. I should have expected you'd take the Sith side. I know Andronicus is rather attached to the ship, but I was wondering if I could fly it now and then. Master Ryan said I showed exceptional aptitude at flying in simulation training, but I've never been able to pilot the real thing.
Is there anything the Jedi don't teach their Padawans?
Not much. The Jedi Order believes in a thorough education in both theoretical and practical matters. We join the Order as young children, sometimes babies. The Jedi Order raises us.
I just wanted to thank you again for having me along. I'm honored to work with someone of your expertise. The archaeological pursuits of the Sith and Empire have been separate for too long. It is our common history. We have a shared duty to unearth it.
Sith rarely seek knowledge for its own sake. Your purity is refreshing.
I wouldn't consider myself purer than anyone else in my line of work. I'm honored to do what I do. From the depths of the ground, history calls us to save it from obscurity. I do my best to answer that call. I can tell you do the same. You remind me of my old mentor, Orsilio Gan.
He was the one who discovered something about Naga Sadow's secret apprentice?
Advanced archaeology 100 years. No detail ever escaped him. But what am I doing talking when there's work to be done? As we say in the service, the dead aren't getting any younger. So, explain this to me. The tomb of Naga Sadow on Korriban was built by Tulak Horde before Naga Sadow was even born? And that's where you found the Deshard Shadow Killer? And when your master tried to steal your body, you used the artifacts of Tulak Horde to put her being into this Deshard?
You forgot the part where I received aid from my long-dead ancestor, who was murdered by Tulak Horde.
Kalik. He was one of the most powerful Sith Lords of his time. Perhaps the most powerful. And an alien, too. To think how the Empire might have been different if he had killed Tulak Horde and not the other way around. Darth Zash and I have been talking. Well, when she's around. I would love to speak more with Kemval, but I don't think he likes me.
Being locked in stasis for hundreds of years was hard on him.
Do you know I never thought of it that way? Yes, I'm sure that's it. Perhaps I could give him a few social pointers.
I'm sure he'd appreciate that.
Excellent. I will speak with him at the next opportunity. I understand you inherited quite the archive from Zash. I would love to see it sometime.
Some knowledge isn't meant to be seen. You understand.
Nonsense. For people like us, the quest for knowledge is never-ending.
Ja usteans alfrast no job, diabulus afstop fara.
That's quite enough of you.
Ay kagay werbapa fraujins ala pataik galakai in alama.
How was I supposed to know what would happen?
Jawarp, mi pane saiso, sum raitis. In piso se waitais bila presin kretai, in pise e wanata atragata injais.
There must be a way to get Zash out of you.
Warstwe godzai akran, pairowandans ja wanjantans in ufkunpa.
Sounds tempting, but I'm not sure I could ever trust you not to eat me.
Elion dandans atense lapto. Iswis dudalai lotais wahaisen. Us miselaikum.
Enough, finally. A reprieve from that monster. Apprentice, I promise. Get me out of this infernal body and I will give you power like you cannot imagine.
You've made that promise before, and look how it turned out.
I don't see what you have to complain about. I very nearly changed my mind about the ritual, you know. I genuinely like you, but it was that or death, and I don't like anyone that much.
Then you'll understand why I didn't go without a fight. It was that or death.
I trained you too well, I think. If I can't have her out of this body, the least you can do is ensure that the monster is silenced for good.
I'm not your apprentice anymore. I don't do your bidding.
Then you'd best hope I don't find a way to take control on my own.
You're hardly in a place to be threatening people.
What will you do to stop me? Remember, kill me, and you kill your precious Ken, too.
Daga ay wisandans ni namans for isis bi jandans amin. Say galut saida iswis us ulf bandan ja atnam in puidangarja.
I wonder what it's an omen of.
Ja iswis iskut ndem iswil imb. How saip say uren sa sayans du sayan fraua.
I wouldn't trust every stray thought that enters your mind, especially with Zash in there.
Papanu gasavans lo anes pose us tauhana. Patay guibanist ni fragais fraujan kupainana. Us taupaim ay sijay in alam is frumadain habans.
Alright, here we are. Oh my.
After Lord Cineratus' death, I knew you'd be here eventually. Your persistence is reckless, foolish, insulting. You mock the Sith Order by pretending you are worthy of facing me.
The sooner we get this done, the better.
Talk makes you impatient. You are young and proud. No doubt all you see is a withered old man waiting to be crushed and succeeded. Roland?
Yes, Master.
The apprentice of a disobedient Sith must die. Let us do our solemn duty. This time, I will be sure to dispose of your corpse personally.
I've learned a few tricks since we last met.
Whoa. Well, that was easy.
Must stop this nonsense now.
Don't let him talk to you like that. He's a treacherous snake. Cut out his fangs.
Careful now. Don't lose control.
I warned you my ritual was dangerous. I warned you it was not for the weak, but you drank the poison.
What have you done, you fool? You can't handle that kind of power.
What just happened? Where's Thanaton?
You're dying, little snake. Don't struggle. It'll only prolong the agony.
One thing I forgot to mention about the Force binding. You should never, ever bind more than one ghost at a time. Or else, well, you'll see.
Whoever you are, be quiet. I need to think.
She wants to think. She should have thought before she grasped for power beyond her abilities.
We had no choice but to serve you before, but now we can finally have some fun.
Sith. Back in the land of the living. Easy now.
You overextended yourself. The ghost's power was too much for your body to adapt to so quickly. And that's not to mention the little chats you've been having in your sleep. Let me guess, the ghosts?
They won't be quiet. How did you know?
I know a thing or two about voices invading one's thoughts.
Whatever the cause, you look dire. And Thanaton will take advantage unless we find a cure quickly.
Give me some time to do some research. Ashara, I'll need your help. Holocrons are impossible these days.
Well, so much for that confrontation. Guess we'll head back to the ship. That was a lot faster than I thought. Just blew Darth Thanaton across the room. I actually kind of forgot that whole sequence there with the whole dying part in the ghosts, so that's pretty interesting. But then again, I've only done the Sith Inquisitor storyline a couple times. It's been a long time. Anyway, let's go back to the ship. Alright, the price of power. That is actually going to lead into Chapter 3, I believe. So, yeah, that was the end of Chapter 2. Kind of a anticlimactic ending there. Although we did get that little moment of unlimited power with all the lightning and stuff. But, yeah, we'll continue on from there. Trying to remember where we go next from here. I mean, we still got to get our apprentice from Korriban, but we'll see how far that actually has to go before we get him. But anyways, thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Or next chapter. Bones out.